them. Still, for the most part, this movie doesn't feel like celebrities going through the motions. It feels like a genuinely great cast. It complements the roles and the script. It's not like those random animated movies that just throw Seth Rogen in there because haha, funny man, voice animal, haha, funny joke. Even Kung Fu Panda is guilty of this. Can Hollywood stop hiring Seth Rogen for voiceover work? I don't even hate him. I'm just tired of hearing his voice. Oy vey. Let's get back to talking about funny movie now. The animation lends itself to comedy so well simply based on the way the characters move. There's a hilarious segment where Megamind pretends to fight another guy who he's disguising himself as, so he switches back and forth while also complimenting himself along the way. It's so good. There's also the way his giant robot moves, the poses and body language Metro Man and Titan make while flying, all the amazing facial expressions these characters make. It's so solid. But obviously the star of the show here is the writing. It feels like this movie has more laughs per minute than the average DreamWorks movie. It simply crams so many into a short period of time that even if one isn't a banger, there are at least 5 more coming up that are. Dude, that exchange between Megamind and Metro Man about warranties, that actually made me laugh harder than anything in Shrek 2. That is high praise right there. These characters just have such strong, quirky personalities that mesh really well together and lead to a ton of great exchanges over the course of the movie. The other thing that meshes well? The music. There's so many iconic rock songs that complement the bad theme so well. Like Back in Black, Crazy Train, Welcome to the Jungle, Bad, and of course, Highway to Heaven.
The Fitness Gram Pacer test is a multi-stage aerobic capacity test
William,
that progressively
you're sitting
gets
on the
more
remote.
difficult as it continues.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was a brownie.
Anyway, yeah, these songs are well implemented and make these scenes exciting. Nothing amazing in this department, but it's important to recognize that it doesn't have the same Garbo implementation as Shrek the Third. That's important. Oh yeah, and hearing Mr. Blue Sky play over a montage that includes a Donkey Kong reference is something I never knew I needed. So yeah, great characters, humor, music, animation, all that good stuff. But how's about I serve you a delicious plate of drama? Better eat it hot, because it does not taste good when reheated in the microwave of evil, let me tell you.
Who would I be without you?
I love you, Metro Man!
And I love you, random citizen.
It's kind of weird that I went this long without discussing the actual story, but to be honest, I just wanted to save the best part of the movie for last. Though, don't expect us to have the same impact as the end of the Shrek 2 review. I'm just gonna say right off the bat that I don't even plan on trying to top that. I don't have the same personal connection to Megamind's growth in this movie as I did with Shrek's, but I think the character growth this movie showcases is almost as strong, if not equal to Shrek 2. Towards the beginning, I mentioned that Megamind is really only a villain because society deems him so. No one has ever given him a chance to be anything other than evil. It's the only thing he's good at because it's the only thing he's allowed to do. So when he takes over the city, it's no surprise that he quickly becomes bored of it. The superhero he fought, the only person who gave his life any sort of meaning, is now gone. He has no purpose anymore. That's the thing about life. Success is actually kind of meaningless in the sense that it doesn't give you true happiness. True happiness comes from connecting with others, forming bonds, sharing experiences, and making each other happy. This isn't strictly tied to romantic connection, it's just in our nature to seek companionship of any kind. That's all Megamind wanted growing up, to be loved and accepted by his peers. But just like Shrek, he's an outcast simply due to society's preconceived notions about him and his nature, meaning he has no choice but to be the monster that people expect him to be. Now that his evil ambitions have been achieved, of course he's unhappy. He never aspired to be evil until society convinced him that's what he wanted. It's almost poetic that he finally finds genuine purpose with Roxanne Ritchie. Yes, he kidnapped her a bunch of times, but that's the villain gig. Kidnapping someone close to Metro Man to draw him out. It's clearly not personal against her, as evidenced by this exchange.
What if tomorrow we could go kidnap Roxanne Ritchie? That always seems to lift your spirits.
Good idea. But without him, what's the point?
So when he accidentally inspires her while disguised as the librarian Bernard, and she returns that kindness by being kind to him for the first time, you get the feeling that he deserves the second chance of happiness. They both deserve a chance of happiness after all they've been through. And now that there's someone in Megamind's life treating him with genuine affection, other than Minion, who's great but really just an enabler for his evil schemes, Megamind finally has a chance to grow as a person and improve himself. He cleans up the streets, returns everything he stole, and makes the city a safer place, all to make Roxanne happy. This is what a loving companion can do, help you become the best version of yourself you can be. Yeah, he's technically lying to her, but it's not to hurt her, and there's no way that she would give the villain who murdered a superhero and took over the city a chance. And you know what? She's totally justified in thinking that. So when she does finally find out it's Megamind and they have an emotional confrontation where she tells him off for all the horrible things he's done, it's brutally heartbreaking. You know she's right, but you also know that he's become such a better person thanks to her. This isn't some forced rift that tears two characters apart before they reunite in a climax, which admittedly this movie also does, but it's pretty well handled, so that's fine. This is an organic, unflinchingly honest moment that speaks to the emotional complexity and maturity of this animated Blue Will Ferrell movie. That was a real sentence, yes. This is DreamWorks' greatest strength as a company. They understand the intricacies of wanting to find meaning in something you never thought you were cut out for. Even if you never thought it was possible to be a good person, someone worthy of caring and praise and love, you always have the capacity to be that person. Everyone has it in them to change, and anyone who's been wronged by someone in the past so many times is completely justified in not giving that person another chance. Megamind understands, and rather than kidnap Roxanne or force her to be with him, he lets her go because he's grown to respect her as a person, and admits that her hatred for him and everything he's done is justified. This is great character growth that is deliberately contrasted with Hal, who can't move on because he sees Roxanne as an object who owes him affection. When Hal goes berserk, Megamind and Roxanne have no choice but to team up again and find Metro Man, who, as it turns out, has no interest in helping them or the city. He tries to encourage Megamind by telling him that good will always rise to match evil, and that it may finally be his time to prove that he's good at heart. And after all the rejection Megamind has received, after everyone telling him that he'll never be more than a villain, he's internalized it and is unable to move past it. So he turns himself into jail. I used to find this plot point kind of forced, but honestly, at this point in the story, it makes perfect sense that he'd doubt himself to this degree. After reconciling with Minion and realizing that he can at least right the wrongs he caused Roxanne and the city, he returns, but disguised as Metro Man. This is crucial, not only because it intimidates Hal, but because he wants to give the city something to believe in. The hero they deserve. When Minion says, "He's the real hero," I felt that, man. But the best part is when he descends after scaring Titan off, with the cheers of an adoring public echoing through the streets, only for Roxanne to extend her hand. Kind of unsure what to do, Megamind grabs her hand, but she goes for the watch and changes him back to normal, much to his and the crowd's surprise. He didn't think these people would understand or accept the idea that he came to save them. He wanted to keep the charade going since he thought it was in everyone's best interest to believe he was someone else, just like the entire time he was with Roxanne. But she makes the decision to let everyone know that yes, Megamind has changed for the better.